Hello, my name is Tim Weber, and I'm the Superintendent of Wyoming City Schools. Today, I'd like to provide you with a brief update on our school plan during this pandemic timeframe. First of all, I want to give a huge shout out and a thank you to our students, our families, and our staff members for the incredible work that they're doing each and every day and for the amazing accomplishments that I see happening in and out of our classrooms. While we see great things happening, I also understand that many of us, all of us, find this a difficult time. And I've received lots of feedback, and I appreciate that feedback as our families and our staff members have shared their learning challenges and the achievements that are happening, the struggles that we're all facing, words of support, and concerns for consistency. I wanted you to know that our Wyoming City Schools administrators, teachers, and staff take their role during this pandemic extremely seriously, and we're working to continue to create and adjust our structures to best support students each and every day. Today, I wanted to share some of the changes that we're making to our process and to our metrics that help us to make data-driven decisions with regard to the learning mode that our students are engaged in, whether that be at-home learning, hybrid learning, or fully in the classroom learning.
Our goal continues to be to make data-driven decisions and to communicate those decisions in a timely manner with clarity and with transparency. When we created our semester plan in the summer, the only data available to us was the Ohio Public Health Advisory System with its 7 indicators and color-coded county levels. Because COVID and the research around COVID is happening in real time, we continue to monitor and participate in ongoing studies to make sure we were using the most relevant data to drive our decision making. Additionally, we built the Wyoming City Schools Science Advisory Team of school, medical, and public health professionals to assist in identifying that data, building our decision matrix, and offering continual input during the ongoing crisis. Though we will continue to monitor the Ohio Health Advisory System, that system will no longer be the sole driver of our decision making because the indicators used there are lagging and do not focus on the data most relevant for K-12 schools. We will be using our own building data along with other data that is available to us through a collective effort of the Cincinnati Children's Hospital, the City of Cincinnati Health Department, Hamilton County Public Health, and the Health Collaborative. Our science advisory team has identified these data sets and developed a decision framework that will be used along with ongoing team input. As of last week, we are using this new process to make data-driven decisions about our learning mode. We will consider our school building data. Our first lens will be to determine if we are able to continue effectively implementing our bundle of protective protocols, such as our home-based daily health screenings for students and staff, face coverings, social distancing of at least 3 feet, the use of permanent or personal barriers, hand hygiene practices, and cleaning protocols. The research shows that these tools work, and we believe our use of them is a big reason that we've been so successful with mitigating infection in our buildings. While those continue to be effectively implemented, we move on to the decision matrix. Here, we look at our staff and student COVID cases and our general student absence rate. Though these are the gateway data points for our decision making, it's important to note that we are also watching many other Wyoming school-based factors such as staff absences, school clinic traffic, quarantine numbers due to in-school cases, isolation and quarantine numbers for non-in-school cases that are reported to us, and we are also benchmarking our data with the data from other school districts. Next, we're looking at community spread factors. These factors and their limits come to us through the work of the collaborative that I mentioned earlier and some of the members of the science advisory team. We believe that only looking at in-school data would limit us to reactive decision making. Research supports considering these community spread factors when making decisions for Wyoming City Schools. We will be looking at the 7-day moving average of new cases for Hamilton County and the positivity rate for Hamilton County. The students and staff in our school buildings are from inside and outside of the 45215 zip code. After considering what zip code specific data is available to us, mapping our staff home addresses and discussing all of this with our science team, it is clear that we should not base our decision making on any one zip code or specific group of zip codes, and that we will move forward with our countywide data. Our shift away from state data also allows us to share our weekly learning plan earlier than Thursday each week. This data is available to us on Monday. We take our weekly data to the Science Advisory Team each Tuesday, and moving forward, we expect to give our weekly updates to staff and to families on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. This week, our data showed one new school-based case over the past 2 weeks and no evidence of spread in our buildings. Our protective protocols are continuing effectively and our student absence rates are very, very low. That said, community spread factors are high. At the end of last week, daily new cases per 100,000 were at 28 with a 5.5 positivity rate. On our matrix, that points us toward the all-online schedule or the hybrid plan schedule. Our science team conversation landed us at the hybrid schedule because our school data is strong and current broader in-school transmission research supports remaining in hybrid.
I absolutely understand the challenges that the hybrid structure presents for students, for families, and for our staff. All of us want to have our students back in school every day, and we're working to make that happen in the safest way possible. For now, our hybrid structure does allow for student engagement in our classrooms in a way that we're maximizing the social distancing between our students. And that's exactly what's called for during times when COVID is spreading so rapidly in our community. I will continue to share more information regarding our second semester plan and any additional changes that we have regarding our plan on a weekly basis. In next week's update, I'd like to answer the most frequently asked questions that you may have regarding our decision-making process, the data metrics that we're using, or our science advisory team. Please send those questions to covidquestions@wyomingcityschools.org. And so in closing, I would say there's an incredible amount of uncertainty in our world right now. I am hopeful that here in Wyoming, we all can continue to support our students, our families, and our staff members. It's that partnership that makes Wyoming City Schools so very special.